Hi, David is here from Karma. This is a full demo of our product for web, Karma for Web. And we do have a few products. So we have integration for Slack, and we do have an integration for Microsoft Teams. So this is a standalone solution for web users. So if you don't have any chat messaging platform, or you do have one, but would like to have a recognition system separately, you're using one of the like Mattermost or Workday as your chatting solution. So you can still use Karma, and this is our new product. So this is a full demo for someone who'd like to install Karma within their company. So if you are the user of Karma and someone already installed Karma in your company, just go in the description of this video and check out another guide how to use our product as the user. If you're an admin and thinking about installing this product within your company, then this is the product for you. So let me guide you through the product. So once you log in, and you can log in through our website, which is karmabot.chat, so you get to this nice dashboard. I would have done a bit of a setup, and there's a little bit of generated data, so you would know how the product works, but let me walk you through every section that we have within our product, and then briefly touch base in our settings to give you a better idea how the product works. So first of all, we'll start here from a feed, and it looks the same both for administrators and for the users. And if you'd like to give Karma to someone, and assuming you already invited people within your company, so you just select a person or a few individuals, and then put a description, why do you think they deserve recognition. You can send that. You can see we have what we call company values, and you can set up your company values in order to link the individual recognition with the company vision. And those values you set up yourself, and I'll quickly show you how to do that later on. But this is how you give someone Karma. And for example, you can give someone a private Karma, and if it's private Karma, then only the person who that Karma was given to will receive that Karma, and they'll be able to see. So when the normal user come here and check the feed, they'd be able to see the recognitions they've gave and received, and everyone else as well. So you could also like the recognition. We have some likes there. If you're an admin, you can always remove recognition that was given by mistake, maybe a typo. And if you think that something has to be removed from a feed, so you just delete and remove that. You have your leaderboard right there. The common topics will populate once you will have enough data to identify your common topics of your conversation. So this is one of the features the Karma has. This is just an infinite feed. You can scroll down, and that's how you get to the end of it. If you can get to the end of it, you can export data for the last 30 days for all time. So it'll be a nice CSV export. It'll have whoever gave Karma, whoever received Karma, description, value, date, and you can use that later on for your process. And so you have your leaderboard, last day 30 days leaderboard, and if you have a certain limit of points that you can give, then you'll have that limit here. So I have 38 points to give from the 40 that I had, and then that's for the February for the month from 1st to 20th of February. So this is your feed. Then rewards is where you could actually go and change your coins that you receive in rewards. So you don't have to turn on the rewards module. They can come later on. It's not something that you set up by default, so you could set up feed and make a recognition going, and then maybe later on do a rewards module, but it is there. You can set up a small rewards that people can come and buy. There's two types of rewards that we provide. You have your manual rewards, the ones that people, the manual rewards, the ones that you set up and then fulfill yourself. For example, you have merchandise, you have maybe a supply of gift cards they'd like to give out. So we call those rewards manual rewards. So someone redeems that, you'll receive a notification, you come in, you check out the list of redemptions, and it'll be in the manage rewards section, and then you fulfill that reward. If it's an automatic reward and Karma provides you with a gift card, comes at 10% surcharge to cover the credit card fees, delivery insurance and everything else. But we take care of everything. We fulfill the rewards for you and send that gift card to a person. So nice and easy and nothing to worry about. But I will touch base about that management rewards later on, and then you have a dashboard. Dashboard is just a sample of all the data that was given in your company. So you have your active users, team engagement, company values, which values were celebrated the most, how many coins were spent for rewards, how many points were granted, active users, common topics, and then you have this nice diagram of connections within your organization. So you could straight away see, like for example, David here is connected with Alex, and then with Max, and then you could kind of just drag it, and it shows how people are connected in your company. If you have more data, you'd see stronger connections and weaker links. Get a bit of an idea what's going on. You have the most popular rewards and common topics. And then we go through settings. So obviously we'll start from your own profile. In your own profile, you have how many points you have, how many points can you give, your activity. You'd see the top point senders for your company, and then there'll be a list of all the karmas that you've received and all the karmas that you've sent. So nothing there so far, which is just the one that I've sent as an example. You can also have your date of birth, and if you edit profile, you can add your photo, you can add your birthday and a hire date, and that helps the admin to receive a notification about someone's birthday or the hire date is coming up. So nice and easy. And then let's go back and let's go into team management. So that's why you invite people to join your organization. So you add users, you can add them from a list of emails, you can import from CSV or just manually add the user. You can export everyone within your company with balance, their limits, their birthdays, if they're active or not active, what access do they have. You can search for a person here. You can check deactivated users, because we charge you for the active users, so you can always deactivate the user if they finished working with the company, so you can remove them from Karma. And if you'd like to edit, we can resend the invite. If we see that someone is pending, we can always cancel the invite. We can edit the user info, or we can, if they already accepted and within your organization, then you can edit permissions they can get, and they're all self-explanatory. And then what you also can do, you can adjust balance, credit them coins, debit coins. For example, if someone's birthday is coming up and you think, okay, well, I can give someone like 15 coins, you can always use that credit debit option to give them some coins, and then you can deactivate the user and you can edit the user info. So that's the things that you can do from your team settings. And then let's go back into there was team management. So rewards management is where you manage your rewards, and I already talked about it. So this is where, for example, if someone bought a reward, so you could always fulfill a reward if it's a manual reward that you fulfill yourself. If it's an automatic reward, then it will be fulfilled automatically, and obviously Karma will send a gift card to a person. So nice and easy. You have management, where you actually add rewards, and this is the screen that I was talking about, where you have automatically and manually. So manually, it's either individual or a team rewards. So you can either, a person can buy something like a t-shirt, or that's a team reward. Let's say pizza lunch, that everyone can contribute a few coins every time until they'll reach the goal. So two types of rewards, individuals and team rewards. And then if you go automatically, then, for example, we have a nice list of countries that Karma is represented right now. And then if it's France, then euros, and then the gift card value. And the question that I do get here often is, how would we find out what's the cost of a coin? And what I usually say, it's very simple. So think about the budget per person per month for small gifts. They're always a figure. How much would you like to spend? $20, $50. Normally we see figures somewhere around $25, $35, $50, from $20 to $50 per person. So for example, if your budget per person per month is $20, then give that to them as their limit that they could spend throughout the month. In that case, they wouldn't be able to give out more coins to everyone else than the individual budget. And in that case, your overall company budget that you had in mind for small rewards would never be exceeded. Nice and easy. And then you can safely price your coins, a coin to $1 or a coin to euro or any other currency that you think you see fit. So, and that's the most simple way. Then you can play around. If you, let's say, if you have a budget $20 per person per month, you can always give them 40 coins, but that'll drop the value of that coin to 50 cents and then the other way around. So just play it by the ear. You need more points for people to distribute, you need less, depending on how active your team is and depending on other factors. You have to find out that perfect exchange rate. But you can take my advice as your baseline and then take it from there. Nice and easy. So again, and that's how you set up your rewards. So let's say 40 euros. Next, images, you can add images, so use the ones and then add a reward, and you'll receive that in your rewards screen. And then you also have billing. So in billing, you can add your billing card, and you could have separate cards, the one for subscription and the one for your rewards. So you could keep those budgets separately. Then let's go into billing. Billing is simple. $3 per person per month. Subscribe if you need an enterprise solution. If you have more than 1,000 users, 500 users, reach out to me, David at karmabot.chat. Let's talk about it. But otherwise, it's $3 per person paid annually, or $3.30 if you pay month by month. And then there's obviously a lot of different badges that we have, top products and things like that. So a lot of rewards that we are actually proud of. And then if you click subscribe, that'll use our Stripe as provider. Obviously, I already subscribed, but if I wouldn't be subscribed, then this is where I subscribe. We use Stripe for our subscription management. So nice, safe, secure. You get receipts, you get invoices, and everything comes from Stripe. So we don't hold any credit card information. God no, nothing on our side. Everything is held by those big guys in Stripe, but that comes with your security, assurance, fraud protection, and a lot of other things that Stripe provides. Let's go through some settings. We have some nice settings. So you have, let's start from global. This is where you can add your team name, team logo, active colors, a bit of a branding, limit for the user. So that's what I was talking about when I was talking about your budget for your rewards. This is where your limits come into place. So in a month, let's say it's 20 in our case, if you'd like to show a leaderboard in the feed, it's for everyone to see. So admin can control that, and then your security contact, just in case something happens. Nothing happened up to this date. Karma been around for a few years now, 5 or 6 years, but nothing happened from a security perspective. Quite proud of that as well. But if something happens, we'll notify your security contact straight away. And that's your global notifications. Again, would you like to receive notifications in your email about rewards, redemption, fulfillment, getting points? You'll receive a nice email from Karma if those things did occur. So just make sure that the right notifications were selected. And then let's go back to settings, danger zone. This is something where you can reset all the data and delete your account. If you tried a Karma, you didn't like it, and then, okay, well, I have to remove all the data. This is the right place to do it, delete your account. But just a word of caution, even if I'll press it now, this is, you cannot reverse this action. So if you'll delete that, it will be removed permanently. Be careful here and reset the data. If you would like to, if you tested our product for a while and now you think, okay, well, let's start from scratch. I love the product, but whatever I created, we can remove and start fresh. This is your reset data, and use that to reset coins, maybe coins and points, or any other rewards that you've made while you've been testing our product. So team is the same thing that we had there in the team management. So I already talked about it. Billing, we already touched base with billing. And then you have 4 features, but only 2 features are working right now. The important dates in Connect is still in development. We do have those integrations for our Slack version and Microsoft Teams version, but nothing for web yet. But our team is working really hard to make it happen. Maybe in a few months you'll have those features as well, but they're all coming soon right now. And then so you have rewards as your rewards, fulfillment management, and billing that are already touched base. And then we have values, and that's where you set up your values. That's where you set up your company vision that will be aligned with the individual recognition. So if you add a value, we have a few suggestions, you can always refresh them. You can add a title, for example, commitment has a nice description, but you obviously select your own value, and then you set it as default. So this value would always be as your default value before the person will change that from a drop down. And then you can add as many values as you like, and they all will be reflected back on your reports. Just make sure that you maybe add a bit of a description because everyone can see them. And obviously that is your company vision. So this was kind of like a short demonstration. So every section of our product, that I've kind of showcased now would have a small guide in every section, how to set up that section properly, how to use that particular section in the right way. And if I would talk about our product in the fine details, it would have taken me like an hour, and probably 15 minutes is just right to show what our product does, how powerful it is. And we've been talking about that value of an instant recognition in years now, and we see that the clients that use our product, they definitely see an increase in performance, they see increase in happiness. People love using Karma. They love giving kudos to each other, and it's amazing how that works. And as soon as you unsubscribe from Karma and Karma disappears from your company, you straight away look for a substitution, because you just getting used to that instant recognition. And if a instant recognition removed from your company, there's like a void that you have to fill. So amazing product, it really is. We use our product ourselves. We love Karma as well. If you have any questions about the product, about the price and availability, features, feature requests, make sure that you email me directly, david@karmabot.chat, and I do reply to every single email. If it's not a spam email or any other email that offers free help that's not really free, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Please share any feedback. It's a fresh product. Obviously, it has some places that's still raw, not as refined as all our other products, but we open to any suggestions, any feedback, and would love to hear back from you. Have a great day. Good luck using our product, and talk soon throughout our monthly updates. Bye-bye.